Hi, everybody. This is definitely the highest achieving crowd I've ever spoken in front of. I'm very glad to be here. My name is Chris Talgo. I am a 34-year-old developer / entrepreneur in the city of Utica. What I like to do is acquire vacant, underutilized properties. I then rehabilitate the structure, and I install a business in there that I think would work. My first project was Nail Creek Pub and Brewery. I was very passionate about craft beer when I was younger, still am a little, but everybody likes craft beer. But that was 5 years ago, and each year sales have increased step by step. My next business was a farm-to-table restaurant called the Tailor and the Cook. That's going great. We take reservations only, just because we have that much people want to get into the restaurant. My next project, and that should begin in about 2 weeks, was a building I purchased a few doors down from the Tailor and the Cook in downtown Utica. I renovated the second story, and I'm very, very happy that Randy and MVCC is going to be moving their business incubator into that space. There's going to be like 20 to 30 young college students trying to start small businesses in downtown Utica, and that's pretty amazing. On the first floor, I plan to install a bakery, and that's what begins in about 2 months. It's going to be an artisan-style French bakery. These are all things that I feel add to a modern city. My latest project is this one right here. It's a conversion of a 50,000 square foot old, mostly vacant warehouse into a modern mixed-use development. We're going to be using solar power generation, locally produced biomass fuels as a heat source, and many, many green building technologies. It's in a BOA, Brownfield Opportunity Area site. We want to take that brown site and we're going to make it green. The top 3 floors are going to be comprised of loft development. There's going to be 18 to 25 loft units. And the bottom story is going to be, as you can see, a local market. At the Tailor and the Cook, we deal with about 25 farmers every week. And as the previous people noted, and I've learned, farmers are by far the hardest working people that I know. And at the same time, each year is always a struggle if they can even survive. So what we'd like to do, we have the trust and the respect of local farmers. We want to offer an outlet for 7 days a week so they can get their product to the consumers in our area. I'd also like to do, there's going to be a small office suite, and this is kind of my way to give back if this project goes through, but I'm going to be offering low, almost rent-free space to business startups. I'd like to take, if possible, some of the students that are trying to start businesses in Randy's, Mr. Wagner's business incubator, and hopefully give them 6 months to see what it's like in the real world on their own. And lastly, I want to do another gastropub. This is going to, much like the Tailor and the Cook, be very local but not as high-end, and we'll be doing all New York State spirits, beer, and wine. I'll just skip over this. I'm taking a lot of time. The perception of downtown Utica is something that I started to learn about when I bought the Tailor and the Cook building 2.5 years ago. The perception was dangerous and dirty. This was perception and this was reality also for a long time. It's unfortunate, but it was. About 10 years ago, maybe a little longer, that was, the perception is still there, but the reality was that downtown Utica was incredibly clean and was not dangerous at all, statistically and in reality. But about 2 or 3 years ago, I started to see that the perception was also changing finally, and I'm very confident to say that I think downtown Utica has gotten its sexy back. People want to be in downtown Utica. It didn't really take very much. It took a highly desirable restaurant, a pizzeria, a coffee shop, and a bar, and all of a sudden the whole neighborhood has a new feeling. People are not afraid to be there. They want to get down there. So generally there is this new enthusiasm. About every week I get an email or a text or a tweet. You can tell how old the person is by the way they contact me. They're interested in downtown Utica for the first time, and they see that I'm very enthusiastic about it, so they come to me, and I tell them to meet me at a bar, we'll have a few drinks, and I tell them the truth about downtown. And they leave, I'm very enthusiastic, and they leave so enthusiastic, and they want a piece of downtown Utica. It's amazing the transformation in the perception. And also weekly, things are moving there. Every week I witness to some major development that's occurring in downtown. There's big ones like the Nano, that's just amazing. The Utica Comets pro hockey team, but there's smaller things that happen every week. Like someone is buying this, another person is moving into this building, they want to start this business. There's new opportunity just about everywhere. A lot of it is not really public yet, but it's more on the way. And I recently learned, this is how I want to close, I want to relate to a quote that I recently learned. I love the quote, it's by Abraham Lincoln. It goes, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening my axe." It's my opinion that about in the early 90s, when Utica was at rock bottom, that a generation of people they're not businesses, but Edge and similar corporate organizations were given 30 years to fix downtown. In the last 20 years, collectively, we've all been sharpening our axe. Blight, sprawl, job loss, we've all been sharpening our axe. In the next 10 years, all that's going to go away. We are going to take over Utica. With a little help from you guys over here, a little advice from you guys over here, Utica will revitalize, Utica will modernize, Utica will become a truly smart city. Very happy to be part of it. Thank you very much.